very good food because my mother looks younger than I am. So if you were to ask who is whose sister and who is the elder sister, sometimes I can pass off as the elder sister, you know? I don't know what it is, the age. She has to tell us this. But I always admire the fact that her countenance is as young as she's ever been. So David, those are my answers to your question. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day. Well, that's absolutely wonderful, Ambassador Dr. Josephine, and very, very happy Mother's Day to all who are present here with us today. I'd like to say a big welcome to all our club members, and also I see Mrs. Ila Devani is with us. We have Mrs. Saroj Lakhani with us. We have your mother, Ambassador Josephine, Mrs. Julia Ojambo with us. We have Salam Siraj, our country chair, with us. Very importantly, we also have with us Trustee Dr. Geeta Manek with us, and AG Agnes Kiraide. We have Lorraine was with us. I think she'll join us again soon. So with that, I'd just like to give a small welcome to everyone by saying that today this meeting has been initiated by our Family of Rotary Director, Past President Anne Van Laue, and it's to celebrate Mother's Day, and Rotary Club of Nairobi being 90 this year, also referred to as the flagship, premier, or mother club of Rotary in East and Central Africa. Naturally, we also have to celebrate the fact that most of the clubs which are in our district and beyond regard this particular club as also the mother club. So with that, I would like to show a small slideshow of some photographs which some club members had submitted earlier to us. And whilst it's going on, I would also like past President Anne Van Laue to kindly give a short address. Past President Anne.
Welcome, fellow Rotarians, fellow mothers and fathers, and our guests. We know mine is just a very short message and very short charge. First, we have to have a glass, either with water, wine, or whatever your preference. And I would like to thank everyone for joining. And also, I would like to say mothers are really the backbone of the family and of the nation. So every day should be a Mother's Day, but getting just one day to celebrate Mother's Day is not really enough. But I thank the President for giving us the opportunity to celebrate this Mother's Day. I know we had not planned it this way, but it's better than nothing. So mothers are special. Mothers, actually, when you have a daughter like mine, she might not understand the role of mother until you become a mother yourself. We have young mothers like Arena, who will be sharing one or two things with us. And appreciate all the mothers in my life. I was lucky I had two mothers, my biological mother and my sister that brought me up. Tomorrow actually will be 8 years that she passed on. And she taught me how to be a strong woman, and I guess I've made her proud. I'm trying to be. So with that, I would like us to say a little prayer for all the mothers that have gone to be with the Lord. Just say maybe your grandmother, your great-grandmother, just say a little prayer for the departed souls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
And may their souls continue to rest with the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So I hand you over to Mr. President.
Thank you very much indeed, past President Anne, who's truly dressed like it was mentioned
mother.
earlier. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you. Before the meeting begins today, I'd just like to say a big thank you to you for not only keeping everyone within the club united and also engaged during these trying times, but also for the fact that you not only bind us, but also come up with very unique ways of getting us engaged, such as this wonderful virtual meeting today. And with that, I'd like Rotarian Kalpa to kindly assist in moderating the meeting today and to kindly welcome our Rotary International trustee, Dr. Geeta, to kindly give her address. Rotarian Kalpa.
Good evening, Rotarians. Before I talk to Dr. Geeta Manik, I just wanted to say a small poem I written to my mother on Mother's Day. You are the sunlight in my day. You are the moon I see far away. You are the tree I lean upon. You are the one that makes troubles be gone. You are the one who taught me about life, how not to fight and what is right. You are the words inside my song. You are my love, my life, my mom. You are the one who cares for me. You are the eyes that help me see. You are the one who knows me best when it's time to have fun and time to rest. You are the one who has helped me to dream. You hear my heart, you hear my screams. Afraid of life, but looking for love. I'm blessed for God, sent you from above. You are my friend, my heart, and my soul. You are the greatest friend I know. You are the words inside my song. You are my love, my life, my mom. So like how Bibi Ann had said, only once when you become a mother, you understand what mothers are.
Sorry, we seem to have a technical difficulty here. I think we seem to have lost Rotarian Kalpa.
I'd just like to second that statement that she just made, that you can never, as a woman, you can never really appreciate your own mother until you become a mother yourself and realize the sacrifice that is involved in loving and taking care of another human being and understanding the immense responsibility that women have as mothers. And I think it's a great privilege, but it's a big sacrifice, and children really deserve to appreciate.
Hi, Ritesh, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you, Kalpa.
Yes, we can hear you, Kalpa.
Sorry,
A beautiful
I think it's
poem.
the network. Yeah, like I said, when Anne said, unless you become a mother, you don't realize what mothers are going through. So when I became a mom, it's like I appreciated what mom taught us and what she went through. So thank you to all the mothers, grandmothers, fathers who have been a bigger role also. Now I would like to ask Dr. Geeta Manik to tell us about motherhood from her point of view.
Thank you, Kalpa. President Ritesh, friends and family of Rotary, it's wonderful to be with you all today. A belated Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Thank you so much, Rotary Club of Nairobi, the mother of all clubs on the continent of Africa, to add Mother's Day to your calendar of activities. You know that we all take our mothers for granted. It's only when you see that empty chair that you realize the value of your mother. You suddenly have an immense void in your life. Being a mom is one of the toughest jobs around. It takes patience, it takes persistence, kindness, energy, tolerance, resilience, and so much more. You have to be totally selfless and permanently available. It's a 24/7, job. Although it is not a paid job, and we all know that, the job that is provides you the most satisfaction. It provides you the most joy and fulfillment, even though you get kicked around, even before your baby is born, quite literally. So it's absolutely needless to say that all mothers, no matter what station in life, deserve all the praise and encouragement that they can get. Friends, the one thing that I really notice these days and want to remark on is, why do we celebrate Mother's Day, Father's Day, be it Valentine's Day or Secretary's Day or Teacher's Day, on a designated day? Who knows who designated these days? Why do we have to celebrate these days to appreciate the people we love, to appreciate the people who really impact our lives? So I really, want to say to all of us that let's appreciate each other all the time as much as we can, especially if anything we've learned through the pandemic is to not take anyone for granted, especially your mom. So we have to wake up every morning and you say to your mom or to your dad, you are special, you are awesome. President of my Rotary Club, you are amazing. Let's develop a culture amongst ourselves of gratitude and, that warm attitude for us to really get that immense altitude. To our mothers, sisters, daughters, I cheers to all of you. You are day one with us, our first teacher. You are our best friend. You are our hero. You taught us unconditional love, and the ones who are with us today, thank you all, mothers and mothers-to-be, sisters and daughters. Mothers are unique, a special breed. You can take anyone's place in life. You can perform any role in life, but no one, absolutely no one can take the place of a mother. So past President Anne asked me to say a few words about being a Nalongo. A Nalongo in Luganda is a respected title of mother of twins. This is a title given to me by the Ugandan Rotarians when I was the first female governor of the larger district, District 9200, which comprised of the 6 countries, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and South Sudan. It seemed very apt that this region would have a female governor, and then that female governor gives birth to 2 new districts. Remember, we were District 9200. Then at the end of my year in service as the governor, we redistricted because of success and because of all the efficiencies and the strengths that our district had inherited from our past leaders. And I just happened to be coincidentally be in that position where we were redistricting to District 9211 and 9212. So my job with the task force was to oversee 2 very strong, vibrant, effective going concerns. Apart from all a district governor has to do, a major redistricting and sharing of assets was added to my role. And I used to say, only a woman can do that. A man can't multitask. These are all these quirks that we all came up with. But seriously, it was a very tough position, but I was very lucky and very fortunate to have a super team. The people who worked on the task force were really the top, most dedicated, passionate Rotarians from, the 2 districts to be. But allow me a moment of indulgence. I really felt like a mother who was losing 2 of her children. One was going away, one was going to stay with me. Some tough decisions had to be made. As District 9200, we were strong. We were really, really very strong. And the envy of many, many districts around our continent and possibly the world. Now, how do you separate your assets? When you're coming to dividing property or anything between your 2 children, do you cut your cake exactly in half? Do you divide your financial assets equally between the 2 siblings, or do you give one stronger child its fair share because that particular child deserves it, has worked hard at it? And that was District 9211, had more members, They were very effective. They were extremely efficient. They were very strong in every way. That was Tanzania and Uganda put together. And they also had given the largest financial contribution to our district. Or do you empower the younger, weaker, a child that needs more help by cutting the cake in half such that, you're empowering that younger, weaker child, where you're biased towards the fact that you are going to be a member of that district? What will be the major concern or the deciding factor? How do you do that? So of course, as any mother would be, anxious as to how do you divide your assets, how do you divide your love between your two children? And this is the dilemma I was put in. And of course, I had a lot of help, as I said earlier, from the task force committee. They made a lot of recommendations, but at the end of the day, I had to make that final call. The answer, first I'd like you to guess, how did we finally cut the cake? I don't know if anybody remembers. I know Arun Bhai, Dr. David Vitanga, many of you were on that team. Salim Fazl was there when we were redistricting. Of course, past president Enven Luwe was the last president of the last district, 2012, 2013. I don't know if you can guess, but anyway, the answer in your business sense is to go by the recommendations of the task force, deliver 2 healthy districts, and share the cake by giving what rightfully belongs to that particular child, the rightful owner. But friends, even today, 8 years into redistricting, my baby 9200 divided into 9211 and 9212. Now my baby 9212 is already pregnant and about to deliver 2 districts. So that in effect makes me a show from Nalongo. I don't know the right word in Luganda, but here you are. And as an expectant grandmother, you always want your other child to bear twins, which would make our district even stronger, 9211. Now 9211 is going to give birth to 9213 and 9214. And guess what? The mother of these 2 districts is again a female governor, Rosetti Nabumba, my friend. And so it really bears upon all of us how female governors are giving birth to 2 new districts. And I hope I've delivered the message the way you wanted me to. But 9211 is delivering 2 new babies in form of 2 districts because they are very effective, they're very strong. They increase their membership now close to 4,000. They are the top ranking, amongst the top 5 actually, ranking membership increment this particular quarter internationally. So of course, their strength allows them to do what they're doing. It gives me immense pride, to be the leader, or should I say the grandmother of the district who is giving birth to, now we will be the 5th district. I'm anticipating and hopeful that 9212 will also be giving me more grandchildren. There are 2 very profound feelings that I have even today. I feel that Uganda and Tanzania is still part of me. I am always on their Zoom calls. They're always inviting me to share something or the other, their members. So we still have that very strong bond with them. And that affection, that special respected title of Nalongo feeling is still ever present in, Tanzania and Uganda. So yes, being a grandmother is very fulfilling. But in terms of Rotary, we are amongst the top regions in the world that's growing in Rotary, whereas others are not doing as well as we are. We are contributing phenomenally, but we are also accessing that many more funds from the Rotary Foundation. And I just feel very proud that we are where we are at this juncture in our Rotary life. For us to have leaders appointed at this level it just throws me. It humbles me a lot, but it also says something for our region. It says that we have such a huge potential. Any mother would want her child to go as far ahead and climb every ladder. And that is exactly what I feel for Rotary and for the members of our region. We are closing in at 40,000 members, which is still not enough for the continent of Africa. We have a population of 1 billion people and we have 40,000. But only about 7 years ago, we had 25,000 members. So to say that we have grown exponentially, that we're doing well, gives me immense pride. But the pride doesn't come because I have done anything. It's because all of you have grown Rotary. All of you have made us proud, and all of you have done those impactful grants. You have added members. You have grown the numbers in our clubs. So I applaud all of you, and I am so excited to be part of this, and especially when we have our latest director, Patrick Chisanga from Zambia, going to take over directorship in July. So, you know, Africa means business, and you all should be very, very proud of where we are in Rotary. Thank you, President Ritesh. Thank you, past President Anne, and great to see so many of my friends today. I have to dash, but I got a bit of the beginning where I heard Dr. Josephine and Kalpa speak about motherhood. It's really, really humbling to be with all of you. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend and Eid Mubarak to everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Geeta Manik. That was wonderful. Now I would request President Ritesh, I think, has a song for mothers. If he can, and then I will call out one by one. You can talk about your motherhood memories with us. All of you have 2 minutes because we have very little less time. So just in a few words, if everybody can just talk about their memories of motherhood with your mothers or motherhood. Thank you. Ritesh.
Thank you, Kalpa. And once again, a big thank you to our Rotary International trustee, Geeta Manik, for sharing such a wonderful talk with us. I wanted first to play a song for everyone, but there is a very interesting video, actually, which has been shared with me. And I'd like to play that video. Kindly give me a moment.
Give me 1 second. Thank you. Sorry. 2 minutes. Thank you. Hey, good afternoon. Sorry about that.
How are you? Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Have you ever done one of these interviews over the camera before?
No.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the job to get started with. It's not just a job. It's sort of probably the most important job. The title that we have going right now is Director of Operations, but it's really kind of so much more than that. Responsibilities and requirements are really quite extensive. First category for the requirements would be mobility. This job requires that you must be able to work standing up most or really all of the time, constantly on your feet, constantly bending over, constantly exerting yourself, a high level of stamina.
Okay. That's a lot. For how many hours?
135 hours to unlimited hours a week. It's basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I'm sure you'll have a chance from time to time to maybe just sit down here and there, yeah?
You mean like a break?
Yeah.
No, there are no breaks available.
Is that even legal?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like no lunch?
You can have lunch, but only when the associate is done eating their lunch.
I think that's a little intense.
No, that's crazy.
Now, this position requires excellent negotiation and interpersonal skill. We're really looking for someone that might have a degree in medicine, in finance, and the culinary arts. You must be able to wear several hats. Associate needs constant attention. Sometimes they have to stay up with an associate throughout the night. Being able to work in a chaotic environment, if you had a life, we'd ask you to sort of give that life up. No vacations. In fact, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and holidays, the workload is going to go up, and we demand that with a happy disposition.
That's almost cruel. That's almost a very, very sick, twisted joke.
Worry about when there's time to sleep or...
Oh, no time to sleep.
Yeah, all encompassing almost.
That's exactly right.
365 days a year?
Yes.
No, that's inhumane.
That's very insane.
The meaningful connections that you make and the feeling that you get from really helping your associate are immeasurable. Also, let's cover the salary. The position is going to pay absolutely nothing.
Excuse me?
No. Nobody's doing that for free.
Yeah, pro bono, completely for free.
No.
What if I told you there's someone that actually currently holds this position right now? Billions of people, actually.
Who?
Moms.
Yeah.
Yeah, moms.
That's awesome.
And they meet every requirement, don't they?
Oh my God. Moms are the best.
Yes, no pay. They're 24 hours. They're always there.
Now I'm thinking about my mom.
Yeah, and what are you thinking about her?
I'm thinking about all those nights and everything.
Thank you so much for everything you do. I know it doesn't seem like I appreciate all of it, but I definitely do.
So, Mom, I want to say thank you for everything that you've done. I love you very much. You've been there through thick and thin. My mom is just awesome. She's awesome.
So that's a video which tells us the facts about all mothers, and very, very happy Mother's Day to all mothers. And I will be playing a song later on in the program, but first I'd like Rotarian Kalpa to kindly proceed with the program for today.
Okay. I would request Irina. She's just become a mother a few months ago, and then I would understand her experience of being a motherhood. And Irina? Irina, are you there? Yes.
Sorry, I don't think you can see me. I'm on the road. Okay, but I'm not driving. So, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on the road. I'm just going back home. And thank you. First, I wanted to say thank you to Pipi Ann Van Looy. I think she's been my mother since I was in Rotaract, and especially now that I became a mother, she's been the one who actually has held fort for my mother. I lost my mother when I was a bit young, about 13 years old. And every time I think about mother, I'm like, I don't think I've ever found anyone to replace her. Mothers are irreplaceable. Sometimes you want to talk about something, then I start thinking now, who can I talk to? But when I came to Rotaract and now in Rotary, Pipi Ann has been that mother for me. I can tell you, she prepares food and sends to my house now. And like sometimes when you're low, she just sends a message and you can't tell how she was able to tell that you're feeling low. It's like a connection that we have. So I'm really thankful for Pipi Ann Van Looy for filling in that gap for my mom. And as a new mom, it's been 5 months of I can say fulfillment. I just feel I'm taking care of this special person, a special gift. And as the video that has just played now, there's no salary for that, but the greatest joy is the happiness that I derive from taking care of my little boy. So it's been really a humbling experience and very nice. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Irina. Arun Bhai, Ilaben?
You want Ila first?
No, you go first.
Thank you. I'm not a, I'm a father, so I would never know your pains and your real affection for the kids. Um, but I have two stories. I might take a little longer than 2 minutes. First one is, let me start with Ila. Something that happened this week. What happened was during the lockdown, my grandchildren and my daughter in London were locked down with us here because in England was under lockdown, and the two girls were having their education on Zoom from here. And whatever the different things we taught our children and so on, they took it back with them. But what happened this week was the eldest granddaughter was going through a little bit of a trauma. She was learning Spanish, and all of a sudden she didn't like the teacher, etc. And she was having tantrums at her home in London. And guess what? Her mother, that's my daughter, says, listen, the only person who can tell you what to do is grandmother. My mother, that's your grandmother. And amazingly, at 9 o'clock in the morning London time, the granddaughter rings and talks to Ila and explains her what the problem is. And within about 1.5 to 2 minutes, she was laughing, bubbling. He said, Nani, you're giving me a fantastic solutions. Now, that is a role that Ila has played as a mother. I'm just giving you an example. Exuberant, laughter, joy. Yes, she's damn strict. I mean, I can't get into a lot of mischief, which I wanted to do in my life, but she's been a tough one. But so that's on the Ila side. But let me tell you about my observation of my mother and what I've learned. I was only 14 and she was only 41, 42 when she got widowed. So she had studied only up to standard 4. And even before that, when you have to go back when she got married, she was only 14-year-old. Yes, David, she was only 14-year-old when she got married. And within few years, she had a number of siblings, 8 of us, and so on. So you have to go back when husband and wife were staying in 2 rooms with 8 children, a kitchenette in a corner. Fortunately, bathroom was outside. And with the little salary that my dad was getting as an accountant, she came up with a brilliant idea of starting tailoring at home for Indian women. And honestly, the background to my business knowledge, acumen, seedling is her, because she worked very hard. Fortunately, during the wartime, she was able to get the clothes, etc. That meant that she got a better value and continued. And that's how all of my family, we have 5 brothers and 3 sisters, all 8 of us have been in business, entrepreneurs, our own business in one form or the others. And really, if nothing more, because I have a short time, our business acumen came more from my mother. Second thing that came from her is she was, even after she became widowed and she had small income, she was always philanthropic. She was, if I tell you, she was supporting old age people's home. Arya Girls School, maybe Sudesh Walia, Rotarian Sudesh Walia would remember. For 14 years, she was paying the fees for 30 children every year. Then if you look at Nairobi Hospital, you have a ear foundation built up a, what do they call it, hearing center. She paid the principal sum. You look at Lions Hospital, she was very much involved. In Rotary, those who were there when I was president of, chairman of the club, she donated the principal staff for the handicapped children's extension of the wing. I could continue, and then even in our own society, temples, etc. So that's where I picked up a little bit of the idea that must contribute something to the society rather than just hold on to what you have for you and your children. Let's not be selfish, let's share it, and so on. So these are some of the principal things I learned from my mother. She influenced me, and touch wood, my children are also learning the right things in some areas from Ela and me. Thank you, Kalpa. Ela, you want to say a few things?
Hello, Rotarians. It's nice to be here today. And thank you very much for the huge hamper of fruits you brought for Mother's Day. I appreciate it. Thank you. The most important role a mother plays is not because she's been through a university that teaches parenting. It all comes simply out of love. And this is where I think the human race has benefited the most is from a mother. With a good foundation, without any education, like what Arun described of his mother, you can achieve a lot simply by guiding the next generation with ways and tools that will equip them for life. We have 3 girls and we are blessed that there is a lot of interaction, love, care, and high standards of morality in them. I can't ask for more. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilaben and Arunbhai. Welcome, PDG Abdul Mohammed and Molly. Nice to see you both.
Yes, so very glad to be here, particularly when you are celebrating motherhood and mother's bond in general, as well as the positive contribution that they make to society. And I wish you all the mothers a very happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We celebrated it on last Sunday, sorry.
Thank you, PDG. I saw Jessica online, but she's not there. So I would like to ask Margareta to say about motherhood.
Sorry, Rotarian Kalpa, can I just for a moment...
Margareta? Okay, yes.
I think President Ritesh wanted to say something.
Yes, I just,
President Ritesh.
just want to say a very, very special online welcome to PDG Mohammed Abdallah and Mrs. Molly Abdallah. It's been a very long time. We have seen you, and we are so grateful to see you smiling and on screen and to hear your voice. And Eid Mubarak to you, to past President Salim, and to all celebrating. Thank you so much.
And he has lost some more hair.
I'm very lucky that I have a monthly meeting with my mentorship group, Group 1, and they organize the time in such a way that I'm able to join them at about 12 o'clock here, and so they are about 7 o'clock in the evening. So once a month, I have a virtual meeting with the mentorship group in our club with Group 1.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so delighted. We are all delighted to see you.
Okay. Margareta?
Yes. Thank you very much, Kalpa. I think so many wonderful things have been said about motherhood. My own mother was a brilliant, highly educated woman who valued education. And I think the most important educating quality that she shared was love. As we have said over and again, the mother love is something that, as Ritesh, you illustrated so beautifully in your video, that it's a selfless, very sacrificial job, but it is really worth it. And I applaud Irina for jumping in and starting out. I know I am a mother also, and I know that it's not an easy task, but I think that the rewards that we have said are awesome. And my mother has passed, but she is with me. I communicate with her every day, is my heart and feeling. And I'm sure that many people feel that they are ever in touch with that wonderful person that they love first and foremost. So thank you, Kalpa.
Thank you, Margareta. Manubai? You are on mute, Manubai.
Okay, sorry. This question would not be here if my mother was not here. I'll not be here. The most important few items that I learned from my mother was love affection, generosity, humbleness. And I think the best woman in my life is and always will be my mother. Obviously, she's now been getting forgotten because she's been passed away for quite a long time now. Thank you.
Thank you, Manubai. Winnie? You're on mute, Winnie.
Thank you. Sorry for that. Good evening, fellow Rotarians. I'll be brief about my mom. She's my greatest, she's my warrior. She's shared with us the best love ever, and she's taken us to the best schools, given us the best advices, and we are actually honored and very happy to be where we are right now. It's because of her. I aspire to be a mother, and when I look up to my mom, I just want to be really, I want to be like her. So it is, I have a lot to say about my mom, honestly. In Rotary, I was so grateful. I met my other mom, that's Anne Van Lowe. I remember her pushing me during the Rotary UN on my crutch. I was on a wheelchair, and really, she did something. I always look at those photos, and I'm so grateful, Past President Anne Van Lowe. You're just so grateful. Thank you so much, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Winnie. Rotarian Lorraine had to step down, so I would request Dr. David Vitanga.
I was hoping that you are not going to ask me to speak because I can speak about my mother for a long time, which is not fair. But my mom died.
Brief. Yeah.
My mom died 32 years ago this July, and at the age of 52, and she was an only child. Went ahead to marry a Catholic. Ended up with 10 children. I'm one of 10. And we lived with her mother, who was widowed also a little bit early. So I had two mothers, and the effects of that still work on me, having two mothers who balance out each other. My mom was like a general. My mother was a moderator and so on. And both of those two ladies actually helped me to feel very comfortable around ladies. I'm very comfortable with mature ladies. I feel at home. I work with ladies a lot, being a pediatrician. And one of the things I learned from my mom, and it's very important, is to be comfortable around tasks that are seen as being feminine. I'm not very good in the kitchen, but I contribute by washing up. I love washing up. I can wash with charcoal and steel wool and whatever. The ladies will know this. And again, I think about moms. Mom, around about her deathbed, was still organizing her family. What are you doing around my bed? Go and do this, go and do that. She worries about all that. So it gives me a little bit of empathy when I think about her and my grandmother. And I appreciate the mothers in this audience. And those of you that still have mothers, please continue calling them. In fact, that's something I tell people. When did you last talk to your mom? So I am a mommy. I talk about mommy a lot, but part of that is missing. And happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Dr. David. Susan, I see you with your mom.
Good evening, Rotarians. It's so nice that the assumption was I'm with my mom. It's a true assumption. I just want to tell my mom thank you for being there for me. She carried my son when I first gave birth. She's always been there. She calls me all the time. And she lives in Langata in Nairobi. So whenever she visits us, she only stays for a day or two. But this time she's come and stayed for 1 month. She's been teaching her grandkids, my kids. And I appreciate that. I'm so lucky to have her, my mom in my life. She's called Gaudenzi Odori. I'll allow her to say hello. Hello, how are you? And just to add, Mommy, I have a few mothers in Rotary who push me as well. One is Past President Jessica. I don't think she's on the call. Past President Sally. And past President Anne, they've always, I joined Rotary when I was very young before I had children. And they've always encouraged me. So Anne and everyone else, this is my mom, mama, grandma. I'm so happy she's able to join us today.
I know one person there, Jandaria.
Thanks, Susan. Thank you, Mama. It was nice to see you. Next, I would like to ask Salim Bhai.
Thank you, Kalpa. Well, with my mother, we were always really not mother and son, but we were very close friends. And my mother used to really love me a lot. I remember when I was sent overseas for studies, for some reason my mail was, there were no internet those days, so my mail never used to reach her. And she was planning to go for her Hajj, the pilgrimage we do. And she was so worried that, look, nothing has come from Salim. I don't know how he is. So she was planning to cancel the trip to go to Mecca. Said that, look, unless I don't hear how he is, I don't want to go. Fortunately, at that time, there was one of our relatives who was coming overseas, and he was specially told that please go and find out what is wrong with him. Why is he not corresponding with us? So he came and he told me, look, man, your mother is canceling her trip because you're not contacting her. I said, but I'm all right. I've been writing. She says, no, she has not got any letters. Anyway, that relative called her and told her that, look, he's okay. You just proceed. Then when I started working, in those days, it was not for us to find girls. It was for mothers to find the girl for you. And it went on almost a year. So I told my mother, I said, Mama, what's happening? You can't find a girl for me for 1 year is gone. She says, no, look, it's not that. I want to get you the best girl. Anyway, when we got married, it was a very happy life. I had a very wonderful wife. Then when we started getting children, it was my mother who used to visit us because I, being an employee of KCB, I used to keep on getting transfers. So once in a while, she would come and live with us, month and a half. And she always used to tell me that, oh, Salim, I want my grandchildren to be doctors. I said, well, Mama, I don't know what will become there, but I think she used to silently pray for my children that I want these children to be doctors. And today, my son is a doctor, my daughter is a doctor, they are married to doctors. I have 4 consultants at home. I think that was due to the prayers of my mother. And on the other side, these 4 consultants sometimes make my life so difficult that there are so many do's and don'ts. Thank you.
Thank you, Salim Bhai. Next, I would request Ambassador Josephine and Mama Julia Josephine.
Okay, so I've joined audio. I've joined audio. So I've spoken a little earlier. Okay, I've spoken a little earlier about my sister, my big sister, my mom, and a few of us were on the call and others went. I see Dr. Beatrice has joined us, and I think actually, yes, Muhammad Abdallah wasn't there, and delighted to have you, Beatrice. I wish Mama Kiptanui was on the call too. If she's down the corridor, please call her. But I want to do 2 things. I want to now reflect about what I have found in my work as a mother, and then bring that to the reality of our relationship, that between me and my big sister, my mother. And I think one of the things I've found is that mothers are really the most sensitive, emotional, and empathetic people. I see that in my mom. I see that she feels for me, and she understands when I'm going through a tough time and when I'm not. And really, because I don't say everything that I feel, but she knows that I'm feeling. She knows what I'm feeling. There's something that mothers have that allows them to understand without you even speaking. Perhaps it's because they breastfeed us when they're young and carry us, and then they know, exactly how we form our emotional being. So I also realize in my own experience that motherhood therefore makes you a very soft person. It makes you able to understand empathy and emotion around you and in the community. But motherhood also, I think, makes one tough. So I look at my mom. She's one of the most resilient people I know. I mean, at her senior age, she's still up there, getting out professionally, engaging, not just as a politician, as an academician, as a farmer. She does nutrition. She has her own dietetics institute. It makes you resilient. And it even makes you a better able multitasker, because you have to do all that and manage. And I see my mom doing all that and still managing the homestead. When we come home and we're tired, she's the first one on her feet to give us a cup of tea. But she just walked through the door a few minutes before us. And I think that's, again, because motherhood means that you have an obligation to bring up young children. And as they grow, sometimes they yell at you. They think they're giving you advice, but they're actually yelling at you. Sometimes they call you names because you didn't do what they wanted you to do, or what you asked them to do, they didn't do. And so they burnt their fingers along the line, and then they think you're responsible for that. And even as you feed them and they're young, they spill food on you, they poo-poo on you, they susu on you. You have to really be resilient to be a mother. And that's in my experience, and I know it's in the experience of all mothers. And then I also think that, one of the things that mothers don't say is that motherhood changes them physically. And I think all of us who are mothers will say yes to this. Motherhood actually, for many of us, you get stretch marks, you lose your hair, you have backache, you have all kinds of things that just change in your body. Nobody ever asks you about them. They just assume that's the way you look. But you didn't look like that, before you had the children. I don't know, my mom has kept very well. I keep saying I want to know what she ate when she was younger. But many of us, including myself, suffer from the changes that motherhood brings to you. And I think that's one of the things I reflect on in motherhood. I also want to say that I'm a physician, but mothers survive on very little sleep. Oh, they don't sleep. When the children are young, they're busy at night. When children grow older, you're waiting for them to come home. When they're grown-ups, you're still trying to think about the challenges that they face in their marital life, in their professional life. So mothers just don't sleep anymore. After being a mother, your life just loses the comfort of sleeping and enjoying yourself. I see that in my life and my work as a mother, and I'm sure that my mother has actually waited up many long hours for us when we were young, and high school and early university. We'd be out. Those days we used to have disco and the rest of it, and she'd have to wait to open up the door for us. Of course, she'd tell us off, but she was there to open for us. So mothers are really selfless. I was also thinking about other things. Mothers are less judgmental. And PTG Gita has just told us that mothers have to make choices sometimes for their children, and children want you sometimes to be biased towards what they want. But to be a good mother, one has to be less judgmental. And sometimes the choice is actually between your children, like PDG Gita says, and you must then be less judgmental. And you need to be able to, with confidence, change priorities, even around the home. I see that in my mom. Sometimes we have to move from one place to another. We have to change houses. We have to change the way we live. And mothers are confident to do that for their children because they care for them and they care for the society around them. And then I see that mothers tune out. Sometimes children are crying, they tune out. You wonder, goodness, how does she sit there with all this noise? Sometimes the child is singing the same song over and over again, they still tune out. And I see that in my own life. I have to tune out sometimes. I'm sure my mom does that when we keep asking for things that she knows we can do without, she tunes out. But also one thing is that being a mother makes you aware of good and bad. Because without that, mothers are not able to bring up households. And guess what? The whole economy rests on each household. If the homes in Kenya are not safe and stable, the whole economy cannot be safe and stable. And I want to say that my mother taught us about church and the values, Christian values, and I really appreciate that. And when I say that, I don't mean to marginalize any other faith. I just think that mothers give us our value system, and we must really praise them, because without that, we would have anarchy in society. So motherhood is a lifelong roller coaster. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's challenging, sometimes it's really, really tough. And nobody really praises you. And I don't think mothers even pat themselves on the back. Others think when we call ourselves mothers that we are kind of, there's a chip on our shoulders. There isn't. It's just a roller coaster, but there is some hidden joy somewhere deep inside there that no one can take from you. And I want to thank my mother for all that she's been on this long roller coaster story. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Josephine. Mama Julia Ojiambo, you have something to say to your daughter and to all of us?
Say something. I want to say thank you very much to my sister Josephine. I think it's wonderful to be a mother and have another mother of somebody in your life. And my sister Josephine is a mother. And she also has somebody who admires her, the way she admires me. So sometimes I stand aside and say, wow, I better move back, because she has gone through the same experience as mine, and sometimes tougher. So every mother has got experience. One thing that is amazing about this motherhood is that no matter what age you are, you have a mother. So although my children and my sister Josephine often they look at me and say, "Now, Mom, at your advanced age," yet I have a mother. And I also look back and say, oh, my mother. And she was wonderful. She did just what you have experienced in your mother many, many years back. She never went to school, but she managed to put me in school and caused me to get what I have in life. She was a wonderful woman. So mothers in our lives, they never seem to want. You can, like this evening, have listened to experiences here from Alongo with the Rotary Club, motherhood, and she can tell you exactly. And we felt how she went through an organizing experience to share out. But that's how we look at our children. Some mothers have even 18 children. Think about that. How do they share out their love? And each child in their life is loved just like another one. And every child in their life refers to them as my mother. So this motherhood is something that it really is a gift God has given to us, a gift that we'll never understand, and it seems to grow richer every day. I was listening to that 24/7, 365 days work, standing throughout and never asking for salary. And she's ever grateful and she loves it. Motherhood. And all of us have gone through that. And what I got even to appreciate this evening is that you have to be a mother to understand what motherhood is. So we assume it, we take it for granted, and it's a gift in motherhood. We love it. I think the best is when a child refers to you as a mother, you think you've really achieved it. That's all that a mother wants in life, to be loved by a baby, just like they love to have a baby and call them my child. So this intrinsic gift that passes on from one to another is amazing. Let's just treasure it. I love my mother. She's not been, I have not seen her for many, many years, but every time I open my eyes, I seem to see her. And I hear her voice, sounding through me and, telling me, be strong. showing me the things that I used to do in childhood, which I feel I must pass on to my children. I guess it's that how nature wants us to be. So my children are getting that from me. We are the best teachers. We have all acknowledged the best role model as mothers. And that's a gift again that every child in life, young or old, female or male, appreciates. So we appreciate every mother here. We appreciate all the mothers around the world. And a day like this to celebrate, I think is the greatest thing that we can do. But before I stop, I want to appreciate my grandchild who is around here, the one that Josephine referred to as Julia, my namesake. So Josephine, when she retreats into her own corner, she has got her own sister again. And she's my sister, but she has got her own sister. So let Julia just say hi to us.
Hi everyone, my name is Julia. I'm named after my grandma, and my mom is Dr. Jambu Josephine.
Hi, Julia. Thank you, Mama Julia. Next, I would like to call Rotarian Clinton.
Thank you very much, Kalpa, for giving me this opportunity to talk about my mom. Now, my experience with the great role moms play in the lives of their children is very special, because I want to talk about two moms. One is my biological mom. My biological mom gave up her life so that I may start mine. What I mean is that she died when I was being born, and that one she paid the ultimate price so that I start my own life. And I think just by that alone, I think I have one of the most extraordinary experiences if you have to compare what other people go through. Another mom is the mom that has taken care of me since I was born. You can imagine being born in a polygamous family with competition, and the other mom decide to take you at day one until the age that I am in right now. It's very difficult for mom to do that. And sometimes I just ask myself, how do a mother take care of a child from day one, and she's not, the child is not biological? So that one is really to me, I feel that is really phenomenal. And I have real experience about the role moms play in people's lives. So I still think about that. I feel sometimes I feel even guilty that I killed my mom, so to speak, because had I not been the person to be born during that day, 39 years ago, maybe my mom would have been alive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rotarian Clinton. No, I think Saroj Lakhani, she left. Som has left. Parul Bhai. Parul Bhai.
Yep. Thank you, Kalpa. I have heard everyone talk about mother and their experience of what a mother is. I feel personally a mother is a very, very powerful person on this universe. A mother is somebody thanks to who we are all there, otherwise we wouldn't be there. My own mother has been the pillar of our family. She has been, those who have met fellow Rotarians, those who have met her know that at her age, at 84, she is still the pillar of the family. And any decisions that I make as the only son, and my sisters who are in different parts of the world, we consult her and make a decision together. I am playing both a role of a mother and a father after my wife passed away. And when I sit with my children, they tell me I'm more of a mother than a father, and they can get away with everything. So what a mother is what defines you, ladies, women, as what Josephine said, that there is that ambience of love, of forgiveness. And today, I salute all the mothers, women in our club and the universe at large. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Bye. Next will be PGJ Mohammed and Mrs. Molly. You're on mute, PGJ. PGJ? Yes.
Right. Thank you very much. We celebrated the Mother's Day last Sunday on 9th of May. And I sent out an email to my family, a very close family, and not realizing that I will be using it today. Because I think although the grandchildren now are all in their late teens and early 20s, I think it is very important for me to share this with you that I was born in a joint family of my father and 4 other siblings and my mother. And we also had my father's elder brother's family there as well. So we were all about 5 siblings and other 4 cousins all growing up together in a place which I think you will all know even now exists today in Mombasa. The market is called the Commercial Road, Mbene Bazaar. Ours was the 3rd shop, even there, which is there today. The shop was in front, and we all used to live behind the shop, all of us as a joint family. So I used to call my mother, not Ma, but Chachi, and my great aunt, Ma. Even until she died, even today she is known as Ma, and my mother is known as. So that's the background that I would like to share with you. But I think in Islam particularly, it was a month of, it was just until now, month of Ramadan. And in Islam, it says that the paradise lies under the feet of mothers. It is when you serve your mother that you can enter the paradise. You get the key to enter paradise if you serve your mother. And I think this is important, particularly in the Western countries. And I think so many things are taken for granted. And so I shared this with my family, telling them that to honor Mother's Day is something unusual for us because motherhood and maternal bond in general, as well as the positive contribution they make to society, is something that we only learn through the tutelage of our mothers and the greater aunts if they're all staying together. And so I just thought of that while joining you here this afternoon here. It's still not midday here, but I'm so glad to be here. Molly, did you want to say anything?
Well, it's very nice seeing you, all of you. And without mothers, this earth will not survive, actually. That's what I feel. Mothers are the pillar of this earth. That's why we call our earth even the mother, right? Love you guys all. Keep safe, keep healthy, and keep happy. Love you.
Thank you, PDG and Molly. Next, Sudesh. Sudesh? Okay, yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, nice to see everybody. And all those who have spoken so much about mothers, yes, I agree with all this, but I would like to say that it is a blessing to be a mother. And it is a double blessing to be a grandmother. When you have the small children, especially up to the age of 6, their selfless love makes mothers alive. their love gives them that energy to do anything, to overcome anything. All the difficulties, all the challenges of life go away when your little child comes and hugs you. So I think all those mothers who have gone through so much, they must have also enjoyed the blessing of having selfless love of a little child. Of course, when they grow up, they grow their own personalities, and there are sometimes clashes, differences of opinions, so it's different. But especially when they are up to the age of 6, it is amazing experience for every woman. And also mothers, girls, when married and then suddenly becomes a mother, she also doesn't know how to be the right parent, what are the things to be done which will be really right. There is no school of learning. We learn slowly. And so I would say to all the mothers, don't feel bad if you think that you would change the things if time was given. If time had gone back, you could reverse the clock and you would have done something different. Doesn't matter. It happens with everybody, every mother, because we all learn just from experience every day, every year. And actually, when you are grandmother, you are much better mother, better mother than the real mother of the child. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sudesh. Dr. Beatrice. We're not having any cakes today, but yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Good evening, everybody. First of all, my apologies. I wasn't able to join at the start. I know, Dr. Josephine, you were asking if Mom's up the corridor. We celebrated Mom last weekend, and ours is a season of birthday starting next week, well into July. So she's escaped for a little R&R, and I happen to be in Naivasha at the moment. So we just happen to be in different places right now, but I know she would have loved to be here. And whenever I tell her that I'm doing something Rotarian, she says, "Oh, go, go, go. That's a wonderful thing to be doing." My thought is to share, I write a little bit. I'm a closet writer. And I just want to share something I wrote that came when I was thinking about Mom in preparation for our celebration of her last weekend. And it's short, but it embodies what my mother has been to all of us. We are taught in life to pursue the things that are honorable and that can become a source of great respect when it comes to an end. But the most precious thing in life is to value, nurture, and revel in the love that we find when we are placed on this earth. We need to create space, time, and attention for the people in our lives who love us and whom we love. Let us remember to allow space, time, and attention for self-love as well. And so the verse, 1 Corinthians 13:13, and now these three remain, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. So I dedicate that to my mom because she has been a pillar of strength for all of us. Mom and dad, as some of you may know, knew each other from Sunday school. So theirs was a very, very long relationship. And what that does for us as the children is we can't really tell who's got which traits because they're so similar. And we always thought Mom was the disciplinarian, and then Dad surprised us with having certain traits that were also like that, or that it was Mom who liked singing, and then Dad would surprise us by saying, no, let's sing that song 3 times over, or make us stand in front of the church and sing after introducing ourselves. So it's very interesting for us when one asks, what did mom instill in you? Because we think that both mom and dad had these traits. And for me, mom has been the one that gives us that work ethic, the humility that we recognize as essential for life, and the recognition that we are here for a season to serve. And once our season is over, may the work of our hands speak louder than our personalities ever did. So I dedicate that to my mom and to this Mother's Day. I want to recognize all the moms that are present and acknowledge that it is, bar none, the toughest job on the planet. So congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Beatrice. We have past President Agnes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I really enjoyed myself, and I would like to talk about, as a mother, I have one of your members that keeps calling me mom. That is Dr. Vitanga. I am named after his mother, but we met in life much later. As a friend, it gives me a lot of joy to hear him telling me, "Mommy, how are you?" But at the end of it, it's still, motherhood is very powerful. I speak as one who has worked at a children's home. And I would like to say that that same feeling of love, that same feeling of wanting to embrace, it rubs onto you even though you take care of 100 children. You see the gap and you feel the want to feel it. And the same bonding can happen. And so I think I agree with those who have said that motherhood is very powerful. And whatever situation we are put, we actually as mothers are able to reach out and feel. I don't know whether this quote has been given earlier, that's a person that says that God could not be everywhere, so he gave mothers. So I would just like to say, yes, I have been a mother to hundreds, but the feeling is still the same, as I'm a biological mother to one, but I'm also the mother to Dr. Vitanga. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Past President Agnes. Before I ask President Ritesh, Parulbhai has something to say.
Thank you very much, Kalpa. As you've been all seeing on your WhatsApp, I said we need to do a Sergeant at Arms collection dedicated to Mother's Day, where gifts can be given to mothers. Queen Anne. Pleasure is we had 6,000 shillings, from which most of the contributors are mothers, but I have great pleasure to say we have just received another 10,000 shillings, from making it a total of 16,000 shillings from Rotarian Mary Coulson. Thank you very much, Mary Coulson.
Amazing.
Thank you,
Parulbhai. Finally, I would ask President Ritesh. I think everybody has spoken. Have I missed out anybody? I don't think so. President Ritesh, your final words about your mom, and then you can end the meeting.
Thank you very much indeed, Rotarian Kalpa, for this wonderfully moderated meeting. And mothers are truly, as past President Agnes has said, I think I would just like to say the same, that it said that God couldn't be everywhere, so mothers were created. And that stands true for myself as well. When I have so many fond memories, and you know that's the most interesting thing, that in our subconscious mind we can always think about the past, and also in the conscious mind, and you can always think about all those experiences. And whenever I want to relive the experiences of my childhood, I've had such a wonderful childhood, in the sense that we spent a lot of time as a family together. There were no video games and all that, which children of today have. But we had time with our parents. And I remember the wonderful stories my parents used to say, the amazing food my mom used to cook. Oh my gosh. I think moms make the best food ever. There's nothing like a meal cooked by your mother. And my mom has very recently been ill, but having said so, just having her around and seeing her smile, and even as a grown-up adult, I go to her room and I kind of tell her stories. I tell her about how my day is going, and tell her about the weather outside and all that. And I see her smile, and just seeing her respond gives me such peace. I'll just say the same thing again. God couldn't be everywhere, and so mothers were gifted to us. So we are truly blessed. Thank you so much. And I'll now request past President Anne Van Lauwe, who's more or less the mother figure of the club, to say something.
You are on mute, Anne.
It's the glass of wine that got her unmuted.
Don't worry, I'm just sipping. Great. I don't want to finish it now. Thank you very much, Mr. President King Ritesh. Okay, I would just like to summarize my childhood. My mom passed away when I was just 3 years old. She died after giving birth to my baby sister. But I was lucky enough to have a senior sister who took me over. So I was lucky to have 2 mothers. Now, what's the foundation of one's life is always laid by the mom. So whatever I do, whatever you see me do now, I run around, I do my thing, I give a lot of love out. Or what? That was how my late senior sister was. I call her my mom. She was a lovely woman. She was beautiful. And one thing I can also say about her is this. She was a selfless being. When you travel, like I travel, I buy things, gift for her. Immediately I get to the house, I'm unpacking, I just give her the bag. I say, Mom, this is for you. She will just open and say, yeah, this one will be good for mommy, mommy Kalpa, mommy this. She actually distribute those things. Then I start wondering, I say, but those things are for you. She will just tell me that, Anne, I have everything I want. I'm happy to see you, that you arrive safely. And one other thing that I know I picked from her was when I got married, when I got married, I was told that when I got pregnant with my son, that this child will change everything about you. As a young lady or a young girl, then you wouldn't understand what's there. So this child is going to change your life totally. It's going to change your life, the life of your husband. When my son arrives, it actually changed the whole thing. I watched my late sister. She has her dressing table. She also converted it to an altar where she has the photos of us, our children, her own children. She has 4 kids. I've been wondering, why does she put those photos there all the time? Their passport photograph. Each time she calls me or I call her, she said, don't worry, I have a problem. Mothers are always their problem solver. She will just tell me that, don't worry, I've been praying for you. So I became stronger when she passed. Now my kids are not here. I also have my own altar. And I have their photos there. I pray every morning and night. I pray for Valerie and Lucas. So when you look at it as a mother, we actually determine the foundation of our kids. If you're a good mom, you lay a very good foundation for your children, and vice versa. So whatever I have been, you see me do, my mom taught me to do those. Even to tell you, 2 days before she passed away, was it 2 days? 2 days, yeah, she passed on a Wednesday. She gave me a call on on a Monday. She was just advising. She just said, "Oh, Annie, you have to be strong. You have to be a good person. You have always been good. I raised you well." So I was wondering, why was she praying? Why was she trying to advise me? Not knowing that was the last time I ever had her voice. She spoke to me. So when I'm weak and I want to break down, I always remember her that she wanted me to be strong. I remember when I was the president and PP David Hasty was the PE then. I was chairing a meeting. That's a week after her passing. Then I just break down in the club, you know. I was, imagine the president just crying. David Hastings and I came and said, "Anne, don't worry, let me chair the meeting." I told him, "No, my mom wants me to be strong. I have to go through." So it was a difficult time, but as a mother, we should lay good foundation for our kids, be it boys or girls, it doesn't really matter. Let's lay solid foundation. And by laying those foundations for our kids, they grow up to be a perfect gentleman and ladies. So it's very, very important to spend, also I'm advising the young ones now, to spend time with your children. Don't leave your kids to the maids. As a mother, spend quality time with them, because they are just there for some time. Before you know it, they are out. No one wants to school in the same, after secondary school, they want to travel out. Then you have, so that foundation is really, really very important. So I miss my mom. She'll be 8 years gone tomorrow, but I just thank God for her life. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful memories. President Ritesh.
Thank you once again, Rotarian Kalpa and Past President Anne. Past President Anne, I want to say a very, very special thank you to you for organizing this very special meeting today. And I'm sure each one of us would also like to say thank you. So I think if we can just unmute and just give a warm round of applause for Past President Anne for organizing this wonderful meeting today. And for all of you for being here. Thank you.
Charge your glasses.
And I also bring you apologies from Clairon Chukwura. I hope I've pronounced it well. She was supposed to join us at the meeting today, as mentioned in the poster, but unfortunately, something came up and she was not able to join us. Having said that, each one of us had such wonderful stories to share. And this is a very special meeting.